What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we got another one of those small updates in Call of Duty Vanguard, which fixes a handful of smaller issues in the game. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down all of the important details of those changes. And without further ado, let's just dive right into it. And starting it off with Casablanca, this one a while back was removed from the patrol game mode because there was a bug where players would often spawn with the enemy players at the beginning of the match, and that obviously was a big issue, so they removed it. That has now been fixed, so Casablanca is now playable again in patrol. Then when it comes to actual gameplay changes, which is the main focus of this video, the Gung-Ho proficiency was buffed. Now, for those that don't know, several weeks back, they basically destroyed the Gung-Ho proficiency. Before that patch where they destroyed it, Gung-Ho literally eliminated the sprint out time on your weapon. So you would go from sprinting to firing instantly the moment you pulled the trigger, which was arguably overpowered, but at the same time, most of the guns that have Gung-Ho tend to be a bit on the weaker side compared to the more strong guns in the game. So many would argue that Gung-Ho was that balancing factor that allowed these not so great guns to stand out and shine in their own way. So I think many people were fine with that. But in either case, several weeks ago, they nerfed this heavily, and essentially what they did is they eliminated any sprint out benefit from Gung-Ho. So now it had no impact on your sprint out time. It would still take you the same amount of time to fire your gun after sprinting. The only thing it did then is it allowed you to maintain your sprint while firing the gun after that delay. It looks like they realized that was too much of a nerf to Gung-Ho, so they've now buffed it a little bit so it decreases your sprint out time without eliminating it completely. And I went in, did the testing with this, and it turns out Gung-Ho will now reduce your sprint out time by 35%, which is a noticeable reduction. Obviously, it's nowhere near as powerful as it was at launch still, but it's at least somewhat usable now. It at least is helping you with your sprint out time a little bit. And I would say you may want to consider putting Gung-Ho back on at least some of your builds if you've removed it since that last update that nerfed it. As for the next change, this one has been a very long time coming. I'm amazed that it took them this long to take care of something like this because it couldn't have been that difficult of a change to make. This is a nerf to the Gammon Bomb in hardcore modes specifically. So with this, what they've done is they decreased the explosive damage as well as the explosion radius of Gammon Bombs in hardcore modes specifically. Now, I did do some testing with this in custom games, but I want to be clear that things don't always work one-to-one in custom games for hardcore game modes compared to hardcore game modes in public matches. It's like certain multipliers and stuff just don't take effect in custom games, which is very strange, but that's mainly with weapon damages. I don't think this will have an effect on explosives, but I may be wrong. In either case, I did test this with the hardcore rule set in custom games, and with a Gammon Bomb, it looks like you can no longer get a one-hit kill on a full health enemy unless it's a direct impact. If you hit right next to their feet, whether they have fortified or not, you will not be killing them with a Gammon Bomb anymore, which is very interesting. That's a pretty hefty nerf to the Gammon Bomb. But it is also worth noting, even if the enemy does have fortified equipped, a direct impact will kill no matter what with that Gammon Bomb, which I think is totally fair. And this change is going to have a huge impact on hardcore game modes. Gammon Bombs have been plaguing hardcore since the game launched. Those things were like mini handheld nukes that explode on impact, and it really caused a lot of frustration in hardcore game modes, so I'm really happy to see that. And the worst part was, Fortified did practically nothing to help you against those, so I'm really happy to see this change. And like I said, I feel like this change should have been made a very long time ago. I don't know why it took them so long to make this, but it is here at least. Next up, we also saw an adjustment to the Sticky Bomb in this game. Previously, before this update today, if you got stuck with a Sticky Bomb but you used the Fortified perk in core game modes and you had full health, you would survive being stuck by that Sticky Bomb. Whereas after this patch, they've now made it so if you stick somebody, fortified or not, they are guaranteed to be killed by that Sticky Bomb. And honestly, I feel like that's exactly how it should be. I think that should be one of the benefits of a Sticky Bomb. If you manage to have that much precision that you hit them directly with it and stick them, then you should be killing them whether they have fortified or not. And that is now how it's working. And then finally, when it comes to gameplay altering changes with today's little update, they have adjusted the cruise speed for spy planes as well as counter spy planes. And this is great to see because I believe it was a week ago, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, they made an adjustment to the spy planes and counter spy planes that was designed to give you a longer window of time to be able to realistically shoot them down with a launcher in this game. So they reduced the time it took for the spy plane and counter spy plane to enter the play space, and they also reduced the amount of time it takes for it to leave the play space, leaving it a larger window while it's on the play space. Unfortunately, when they made this change, something went wrong with the cruise speed of these planes. So while they were above the play space, even though they were in that sort of optimal window, they were moving significantly faster than they were before that patch, which ended up making them way harder to shoot down rather than easier, which was the goal of that change. So they've now fixed that. They've maintained that longer optimal window for launcher shots while now having a normal cruise speed. And it appears this cruise speed is right around what we used to see before that update that sort of screwed this up. So now, finally, I feel like the spy plane and counter spy plane are in a great place when it comes to being able to reasonably shoot them down with launchers. It took them 5 months to do it, but they're finally in a good spot. And with that, that pretty much covers it for the gameplay-related changes with this update. There were a few other bug fixes that relate to like bundles and cosmetics and stuff. I don't really care about any of that, so we're not covering that in today's video. And just like with the past several small updates like this that we've been getting, these are some nice steps in the right direction. But again, I have to keep reiterating this. As nice as these small updates and changes are, and as much as they do improve the gameplay a little bit, these have no effect whatsoever on the major issues that are still plaguing Vanguard to this day. The top 3 issues that it seems we haven't seen any improvement to for a very long time are, number 1, the packet burst issues that tons of players are still experiencing, where it's clearly not on their end. This definitely appears to be something server side that is causing problems here. Next, the inconsistent aim assist issues that appears to be primarily affecting Xbox players as well as PC players that are using a controller. And then finally, spawns. The spawns are still in a horrible state for at least a wide variety of game modes. And at this point, I honestly don't know if they plan on making any more spawn changes or if this is just the spawns we should expect to see for the rest of the life cycle of this game. I think there's still a lot of room for improvement there, but at least based on what we've seen from them, I guess I wouldn't anticipate any further changes to spawns, which is quite frustrating to see, because this game could be so much better with some solid spawn tweaks. And with that, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video, covering this small update that we got today. Of course, this is where I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. What do you guys think about these changes? Do you think they're generally good changes and steps in the right direction? Or do you maybe not like some of these changes? And if so, just let me know why. And also, if you guys happen to catch any other changes that may have been made with this update that I didn't mention in today's patch notes, please let me know in the comment section down below, because sometimes they neglect to include some little things in the patch notes, and I'm just kind of curious to see what you guys find. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.